In this video, I will explain to you exactly how I made over 21,000 today in the intraday market and explain to you how the new SEBI effects, if they are put into effect, how they can affect the market overall and how you can be affected by those new changes. So let's begin. So let's start with today's, overall view of today's market first. So today's market, well, it opened flat, but as soon as it opened flat, the market instantly went down. Okay, and it after it going down, it went sideways because it was the Sensex expiry. So let me just first switch to Sensex. So after the first like 30 minutes, the market completely went sideways, and that's when the most amount theta decay occurred and I made a lot of money. So today I was running a normal straddle. If you don't know a straddle, straddle is a non-directional intraday option selling strategy. So you make money as long as the market is sideways. So today the market was absolutely perfect. I made money and because the market was sideways and I exited at about 2 p.m. So, and I called the exit right before. So I was trading at a strike of 80,600. And after my exit, just about 30 minutes later, the market shot up to over 80,700. Now you might think that that is basically nothing. The market only rose 0.2%. Well, no, on expiry, that is a lot. That is actually a lot. If your contract that you shorted expires in the money, that is a big deal, risk management wise. So yeah, at least I got saved from this spike, and this spike I was gonna roll over to 80,700, but I didn't. At one point I did roll over to 80,700, but I did, get back to 80,600 when the market, came right back here. So that was the overall trade plan, and I'll show you the P&L later on as well. But let's go over the sell price analysis. So the market opened at about 370, made a high of 370.35 and fell the entire day. So today, if you see from a perspective of expiry, the premiums were falling, yes, but they were falling like really slow. At one point, I did assume that there was going to be movement, and that was around here when the premium stopped falling. So at about 145, if I remember correctly, on Telegram, I said that the market can move, but it didn't move much. So my prediction, failed today, and I will publicly acknowledge that. So the premiums, went to zero as always because it was the expiry. Of course, they would go to zero. So I entered at about here only at 9:30, which is 321. I exited, sorry, I entered here and I exited at about 2:30, which is over here on this spike about 109. So it was really good. I gained a lot of premium. Now let's go back. So today I was trading about 10 lots of Sensex with a few hedges, and my P&L is now on your screen. So as you can see, I made over 21,000. Now let's move on to like how the SEBI new changes can affect the market. So there have been a few proposed changes. First of all, SEBI might, remove weekly expiry. So let's go over the biggest one first. Removal of weekly expiry. It is a really, really big deal. Even if you don't, you might be underestimating it right now, but it is a really big deal. And if the weekly expiry is removed, 90% of the retailers will leave the market. That is guaranteed. Just look at Banknifty. Banknifty had weekly expiries, right? Everyone was trading it. As soon as Banknifty's weekly expiries were removed, the volume went to almost zero by retailers. Brokerages like complained about that, and they might the second point is SEBI might introduce bi monthly expiry. So what is that? That is, you will have expiry every 14 days. So right now we have expiry every 7 days. Now the expiry will be every 14 days. So this means in the first like 2 weeks, every 2 weeks. So in the 2 weeks, like first one half of that week, there will be absolutely no theta decay. So there is no point of me trading because my strategies are built on weekly expiries, not bi-weekly. And now if I show you the example of Bank Nifty first of all, because I forgot to show you, this is the Bank Nifty option chain. As you can see, the premiums are insane. 1000 points, 900. Okay, and if I go over here, the volume is absolutely nothing. OTM, there is volume, yes. OTM has like some volume, but what's the point of trading out of the money options? You're just taking on more risk. So if I trade like options like these, there is absolutely no volume. If I go to like 1 minute, there is no volume. What are you going to trade? The spread is going to take up like half of your profits. So yeah, now coming back, it will be just be a mess for retail traders. Most of them will leave, and I can guarantee you that there is a high chance that you might leave, that you're watching this video right now, if that is implemented, that is. And another news that came out is that SEBI might increase margin and STT requirement. This is not as extreme as the first one, but if this happens, for example, it cost us about 2.7 lakhs to sell an option naked right now. It will cost us 5 lakhs, for example. This is for example. Now it is almost double, and so it will be really like capital intensive and again bad for us, but not as bad as the first one. First one will just ruin the entire market. Like the entire market will have to restructure. Even the institutions like will have to change their algorithms, because they are used to like weekly expiries and not bi-weekly, and that is a completely new thing for them and for me as well. So yeah, both of these things, they will just really bad, really, really bad. And SEBI will, at once like revert to like weekly expiries, and they will do it like when almost all the retailers leave and they start losing money. That's when they will, revert these changes. But for now, let's just see what SEBI is up to. We can't change any of that. And now coming to the Excel sheet, I have updated that. So here you go. I made over 21,000 today. It is approx. And notes is Sensex Expiry. I entered at 926, exited at 230. I did take adjustment today. My total PNL is now 4,71,000. This is my PNL graph. So I am on a PNL, profit streak for the past 4 or 5 days. So really nice. And I also have a free Telegram channel you can join. I give up-to-date news over here. And sometimes comments if the market is going to move. Not, I don't give tips or anything, just like opinions if the market can move. Then about 90% of the time it's been correct. Whenever I have said that the market is going to move, it does move. Anyways, that's basically all for today, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Goodbye and thank you for watching.